Hey everybody, Silverback here. My buddy Mike at work gave me this dishwasher with a stainless steel inside in it. Just wanted to see what kind of destruction it would do getting shot at, if it would stop any of the bullets or anything. So I shot some, of course, 1-ounce rifled slugs at it and some 9mm just target ammo, and let's check it out. Nothing stands up to them slugs. Didn't look like the front door held up to those 9mm either. Ooh, look at that. Went right out the back side. Looks like a couple of the bullets bounced off the back, at least the 9mm anyway, even one of the slugs. See right there? Alright, it was a little bit of fun. Let's check the backside. This table out the way. Yep. Right through through the table. Probably through the washing machine behind it too, because some of those look fresh and they're right in the path. It's too much fun. Alright, just wanted to say a little bit about freedom, the Constitution, and the Second Amendment. That's what allows me to come out here and shoot these stupid little videos that I shoot. We got a lot of uneducated people out there right now fighting against our Constitution, our constitutional rights, our freedoms, and things like that. All these young kids down there that even said themselves that this guy, because he was too young, wasn't responsible enough to handle a rifle or have a rifle or own a rifle or whatever. They just stuck their foot in their mouth on that one, as far as I'm concerned, and probably a bunch of people are with me on that. But it's our freedoms that give us the right to do what we do, and give us the right to come out here and own guns and shoot guns and say what we feel, put our opinions out there, because in this case, just like any other case, this is my opinion on the whole thing. Make of it what you will. If it weren't for our Constitution, we would not be able to dress the way we dress, look the way we look, act the way we act, talk the way we talk. We would have some government or whoever dictating to us what we would do. We wouldn't have a choice to where we wanted to work, or who we wanted to love, or who we wanted to marry. They wouldn't care about your emotions or anything like that. This country was founded on principles, and those principles were the Constitution. Were the principles of freedom. With great power comes great responsibility. No one person or government can be trusted with that responsibility. Our forefathers knew this. This is why they created the Second Amendment, to help us protect that responsibility outside of the government. In the end, the government, they work for us. It's we the people. We pay our taxes so they can have salaries to do the job that they're supposed to do, to work for us and view our opinions and keep our country free the way it is. and all that stuff has kind of been going downhill. It started with all this political correctness. That right there cuts out your First Amendment rights. So, I mean, if you have to be politically correct in everything you say, you don't have freedom of speech. First Amendment, down the toilet. Start banning guns. Saying that guns are just for law enforcement and military personnel to use only. There goes your Second Amendment down the drain. The Second Amendment was designed for us, we the people. The First Amendment was designed for us, we the people. All the amendments in the Constitution were designed for us, we the people. So, don't cut history out of schools. That's another big problem that we're having in this country. They're trying to dumb everybody down and just make them mindless drones. Everybody's on the internet nowadays. I know this video is going to be on the internet, so, but I don't spend my life on the internet. But I see a lot of these kids in the younger generation here, which are, going to be the ones to follow us up and run our country afterwards. And I'm kind of in fear of that. Because, these kids, they spend their lives online, and the only thing they know is what they see online. And a lot of everything they see online is a shit ton of misinformation. Excuse my language. But, all the rhetoric from the anti-gun community and population, that is pushed out there way more than anything pro-Second Amendment is. One person cannot do it alone. It takes the voices of many to be loud enough to be heard by them. We all got to stand up. That's why I'm out here making the videos that I make. Yes, they might be stupid, idiotic, little videos. I have fun creating them, but I have fun creating them supporting the Second Amendment. We also need to support guys like Hank Strange and Military Arms Channel, Tim and Big Daddy Hoffman. They've been getting strikes on their channels for just no good reason. Who's to say if it's the algorithm or, somebody out there in the land of YouTube or whatever it is, just not agreeing with our opinions on these things. But if those four core principles are truly what they stand for, then these guys would not have their strikes. Their channels would not have been demonized and terminated for just no good reason. If we do have a freedom of speech, we do have a freedom of opportunity, if we do have a freedom to feel like we belong, and I can't remember what the other one was. But anyway, if we have those freedoms, on this platform, then, we should be able to speak our opinion even against them. That it's the same thing. That's why the Constitution of this country gives us the freedom of speech to speak out against our government, as well as, things that we oppose. But in the end, it all just boils down to opinions and, points of view. The Constitution couldn't be more solid, more concrete than it is. It's written in simple verbiage for everybody to understand. So, let's educate people on that. Let's get back to the basic values of our country. What our foundations were, are meant to be, or what they were. So that way, that's the way to truly make America great again. I believe in exactly what Thomas Jefferson had said. I might be paraphrasing on this a bit, but he said he said, bad government comes from too much government. So right now in this country, we have far too much government. So, and the only way to get rid of that is to explore our other options. The two-party system is not the only thing that exists. Democrats and Republicans are not the only people out there that you can vote for. And I'm tired of hearing people say, well, voting outside of that is a wasted vote. No vote, no matter which way you vote, is ever a wasted vote. Okay? Because if we can get a third party enough votes, to come around next election time so they can get into the debates and debate their points of view, their political stance, then that gives us another option, another opportunity to try to bring this country back around to what it should be. Um, as far as raising the age of gun ownership to 21 for rifles, because you already have to be 21 to own pistols, handguns, stuff like that. So that's just, it's asinine. 18-year-olds should be able to buy handguns and pistols. They can join the military and use handguns and rifles in the military at 18 years old. Well, why can't they have the freedom to use them? 18 years old, the precedent has been set that 18 is when you become an adult. You reach adulthood. Well, if you're going to raise adult activities such as owning rifles and stuff like that up, then the age of joining the military needs to be raised to 21. The age of voting needs to be raised to 21, because that's the age you're an adult then. That becomes the new age that you become an adult. 18, you're still a child. Which in some instances it's true. There's a lot more mature people out there than there are, I even see some 25, 30-year-olds that I wouldn't consider adults. And it's sad to say. Growing up as a kid, I've seen our country, progress into a land of snowflakes, with bullying and all this, and the zero tolerance policies that schools have. Yes, I agree, kids should not be fighting amongst each other, but, when a child is being bullied and they cannot fight back, they are in fear of fighting back because they're going to get in trouble, well, that's just wrong. They should be able to, just knock that sucker out. If they could just knock that sucker out, nobody would bully them anymore, because they would know that they have the balls and courage enough to stand up for themselves. Instead, now, because they're so scared to stand up for themselves, they keep it all inside, they lock it inside, they become depressed, and then they get put on these crazy drugs that no child should be put on, because it just warps their mind even more. I know I'm ranting and raving a little bit, but, it's just something I feel like, I had to get off my chest here a little bit. Let's support all our 2A supporters. Let's come together as a community and act like human beings, okay? Let's be civilized human beings, and let's support each other. Let's get out there and help support, like, the GOA, and get their voice out there, get them heard a little bit more. There's organizations out there that just use scare tactics to wrangle people in so they can get more money, that, they're not really activists. And they've slowly become that way. I know they've been the largest organization out there, and they're the oldest organization out there, but they have lost their ways, unfortunately. Let's support the people who are supporting us. Let's support the people who really truly want to fight the good fight, and there's a lot of us out there. So spread the word, people. Spread the word. Let's get along. Let's make this thing happen. Let's not lose any of our freedoms. No bans on any guns. It's already been proven that gun bans do zero. And that was even proven in a study by the people who created those gun bans, but yet they still continually try to do them. I don't want to see 1984, written by George Orwell, become what the world is turning into. This country was created on a premise of getting away from all that stuff. So, let's carry on that way. Let's be civilized. Let's be humans. We're all the same on the inside. Let's not let stereotypes or any of that hold us down. Help yourself, as well as helping others. Nobody wants to help somebody who can't help themselves. There are options, there are opportunities. So, get out there and explore them. All right, well, folks, sorry to keep you on hold so long and, ranting and raving like that, but, sometimes it's got to get said, and, it's got to get put out there. Support Hank Strange, support Military Arms Channel, support Iraq Veteran 8888, Big Daddy Hoffman, all of us, the 2A guys out there creating this 2A content, Never Enough Ammo, Coda Boy, I don't know. There's a lot of them out there, So let's give everybody some support. Go ahead and find their channel, subscribe to them, and let's let them know that we are here to stay. Our Second Amendment is here to stay. The Constitution is real and abiding contract. All right, folks. Y'all enjoy your Sunday. I'm gonna try to go to the gun show and see if I can look around and hopefully get some footage of that too. All right, folks, have fun.